Very good morning to everyone. In this lecture, EC8652 Wireless Communication Unit 2 Cellular Architectures. In previous session, we are studied the cellular architecture, multiple access techniques. That is the introduction of multiple access technique. So the common schemes are used for these multiple access techniques. That is the FDMA, TDMA, CDMA, and also the SDMA. Now, today's session we are going to discuss the FDMA technique. The FDMA technique in the wireless environment, the individual user are allotted individual channels. The channels or frequency band is unique for each user or subscribers. The entire allowed radio spectrum is divided into many slices of frequency band, and each band of channels is allocated to each user. The allocation of radio channels can be done demand basics. In the conventional telephone system, bidirectional communication is possible simultaneously, and it is essential for cellular communication also. In such a simultaneously talk and listen and facilities are known as a duplexing. That is a frequency division duplexing. In these duplexing channels contains the dual simple channels, namely forward and reverse channels. The forward frequency band provide the radio traffic from the base station to mobile unit, and also the reverse frequency radio band provide the radio traffic from mobile unit to base station unit. It is a different comparisons. So a duplex device is kept in mobile unit and base station unit for enabling simultaneously conversation. For example, the separation in frequency band, the forward and reverse channel is consistent the entire system of all the channels. Now we are going to discuss the some features of FDMA schemes. It proper filtering at the receiver side. First features. So it to avoid the adjacent channel interference. And also if a channel is not in use will be ideal, or it will not be used in by some other user, hence there is a change of resources wastages. FDMA channels can handle one phone circuit at a time, so the complexity will be reduced or less complexity and narrow bandwidth. And if your voice channels are assigned in FDMA, a mobile unit and also the base station start transmitting simultaneously. Then the non-linear, that is a non-linear effect in FDMA scheme of multiplexing. In the multiplexing schemes, the same antenna at base station is shared by several radio channels. So the power amplifier are operated nearly saturation region for getting the maximum possible power efficiency. The non-linearity causes the spreading of signals over the entire frequency domain, resulting in the intermodulation frequency generation. Here we are going to discuss the how it works. The FDMA also multiple user to send data through a single communication channel, such a coaxial cable or microwave beam, by dividing the bandwidth of channels into separate non-overlapping frequency subchannels. Then allocating each subchannel to separate user, the user can send data through a subchannels by modulating it on carrier wave at a subchannel frequencies. And also it implemented at the multiple access control layer of the data link layer in the open system interconnection reference model for networking protocol stacks. The user is assigned a specific frequency band in the electromagnetic spectrum, and during a call, that user is the only one who has the right to access the specific band. In the AMPS cellular phone system, that is an advanced mobile phone system, these frequency band are allocated from the electromagnetic spectrum as follows. Now we are discuss the difference between the FDMA and FDM. The FDMA is also different from FDM, that is a frequency division multiplexing. The FDM refer to a physical layer method that blend and transmit low bandwidth channels via high bandwidth channels. In contrast, is a channel access techniques in the data link. Now, what are the uses of FDMA? The FDMA is used in the total access communication system. It is used in satellite communication system and telephone lines, and digital advanced mobile phone services also uses the FDMA but add time division multiple access. And then what are the advantages of FDMA? Due to the frequency filtering, the FDMA is not sensitive to near-peer problem. Many of problems experienced in TDMA due to different propagation delay are eliminated in FDMA, as these is no need for network timing, fairly efficient when the number of stations is small and the traffic is uniformly constant, and also no restrictions regarding to type of baseband or type of modulations. Now we are going to discuss the disadvantages of FDMA. One of the disadvantages of FDMA is crosstalk effect, which cause interference between the frequency and also the interrupt the transmission between different user used frequency channels. Is some small amount of bandwidth not used. The maximum flow rate per channel is fixed and small, and it is relatively expensive and complicated band pass filter required. Now the example of FDMA systems, the first one is a cable television system. The best example of this cable television system, the medium is a single coaxial cable that is used to broadcast hundreds of channels of video audio programming to home. The coaxial cable has a useful bandwidth from above 4 MHz to 1 GHz. This bandwidth is divided into 6 MHz wide channels. And also the analog telephone system. It is one of the old FDMA system in the original analog telephone system, which used a hierarchy of frequency multiplexing technique to put multiple telephone calls on a single line. So in this FDMA, the non-linear effect, that is a non-linear effect in the FDMA scheme for multiplexing. The same antenna at base station is shared by several radio channels, so the power amplifier are operated near saturation by getting the maximum possible power efficiency. So the FDMA is divided into two different categories. Number one is a fixed assignment multiple access. Number two, demand assignment multiple access. In fixed assignment multiple access is a local link between the stations which pre-assigned. It is related to the accessing of satellite link using the different frequency band by multi-stations. When the satellite receives a small channel, that is a 36 MHz bandwidth of, it is translated into the range of frequency in gigahertz range. And also the demand assignment multiplexer TAMA. The demand access assignment multiplexer scheme is a better method that the previous fixed assignment multiplexers. It is a method of particularly in C band. It is better to neglect the grouping in the channel assignment and just dividing the entire bandwidth of the signal. So complexity the complexity which fixed channel assignment and also compared to the demand assignment multiplexes, the efficiency can be increased, and also the establishing the full duplex link between any two earth station is possible because the dynamic allocation of satellite channels is allowed. For example, the demand assignment multiplexer scheme is available in the centralized facilities. Here, for example, the earth station are connected permanently through the technique called common signaling channels. The demand assignment channels as per requirement of traffic common signaling channels is very much required. Here you can assume the 6 earth station, that is a 1, 2, 3, 4 and also and 5 and 6. Each earth station segment, that is a 1 to 6, has the ability to generate any carrier frequency out of band allocated using the frequency synthesizer. If one station, that is say a sixth station, it is initialized from another earth station of 3, it will select the frequency pair in random manner, and the selected frequency pair from the available list will be intimated to each earth station. So the same signaled information has to be then acknowledgemented to the station 6. The entire circuit will establish and all other earth segment will be instructed to remove the frequency from their list. So this is one of the category of fixed and demand assignment multiple access in the FDMA technique. Now the next session we are going to discuss the time division multiple access. Thank you for watching this video.